Heyoz everyone, it's Mirai, welcome to my YouTube channel. Tonight, I'm going to teach you how to make back view Nikki entries, just like the one I have opened. So, they look really impressive, they make quite a lot of views in Starry Corridor usually, but they are not so difficult to make as they seem. You should just know some cheats, some tricks, and some basics. That's what I'm going to teach you today. Alright, let's start from the solo entries. The plus of this entry is that you don't need to find a partner, do any outfit request, wait for someone to post a certain outfit for you. You just do everything on your own. But the minus of this entry is that, first of all, it doesn't look so natural as the group ones. And secondly, it takes up your item limit when you're covering Nikki's face, so you have less items left for decorating. Alright, let's start from the best, in my opinion, item for this type of entries. Obviously, it is this little different doll from the Eternal Instant suit. I'm not quite sure how it is pronounced. She is literally a treasure for this type of entries. You can just put her and your Nikki, and I think that's pretty much it. Just make her fit the Nikki's head size, so she doesn't look like giant head creature. And you're pretty much done. Everything. Like 2 items. Just cover up. Also, I would recommend like covering up her hands because they show that Nikki's looking into the other side. But yeah, that's pretty much it. 1 item and your Nikki is already looking straightly on her back, like to the skeleton. The minus of this item is that, first of all, it's visible and it is not so impressive looking anymore, but it's also quite expensive to get. I think it costs, the whole suit, Eternal Instant, costs 4,000 diamonds to craft, but this item is cheaper because it's not at the way end of the crafting chain. However, you need to craft the previous suit fully to get this girl. So yeah, but I think it's just kind of worth the diamonds I paid for her, really worth it. Now I'm gonna show you the second way how I make backview Nikki's. I don't know, this is kind of like my own invented method. I have not seen it before. Sorry if someone actually have done it before me, I just didn't know. For this you'll need 2 of these little creatures from the Cloud Realm lunar suit. Sadly, the Cloud Realm ain't going to come back ever again unless we're getting the Wishgate feature. So if you have these little creatures, congratulations. If you don't have them, then you'll have just to find other methods or wait, which I don't really recommend. Just find other methods, don't torture yourself with waiting. So as you see, I put them on Nikki's head to cover up her face with their, I don't know what it is. And then to make it look perfect, you'll need a blending item. And this is what I use for blending. This circle belongs to the Dream Wedding suit from the Happiness event. I got it as one of the items in achievement box. You make it like almost completely small and then you put it on her head. And ta-da! It looks like she's looking behind. However, don't forget to cover the hand and the feet, I think. So yeah, try to cover up all the items that may show that your Nikki isn't looking behind. You can, for example, put some flowers here, like these. Some flowers. And on her hands, I sometimes use this little cloud from the dragon suit. You just put it and yeah, it looks weird, but still better. Also a tip that depending on what color your custom hair will be, you should make the same color Nikki's hair. Also, they always must be short because don't make experiments, it will be quite hard and you need to use less items on this pose, so you'll have more items left for decorations. So I'm making white hair, so I put white hair on Nikki. If I'm making black hair, then I'm putting black hair on Nikki. Simple, yet so useful. So the next simple, I suppose, method of making backview Nikki is using glitched black swan wing. So I used this little, okay, not little, big black swan item. It's available for crafting. It goes at the end of crafting chain, so it'll cost you I think around 2,000 or 3,000 diamonds. Also, sadly, the separating glitches, I have a video about it. Check out my very first video, you will understand what I mean. These kind of glitches, they don't work on all devices, so there's a risk that your phone may not support this glitch. You're not able to do this glitch, just like I am not able to make the black background glitch anymore. I cannot do this simply. So basically I think it's quite easy to get what we're going to make. Just make it bigger and then put on Nikki. Try to use black hair here because otherwise it will be kind of So yeah, this looks like very weird, but it works too. Yeah, works too. Not the best, I would say, but still not so bad. Actually, if you add some more items or things, you can make it look quite well. Alright, and let me show you quickly 2 more items that can be used for making hair. First of all, it is this beautiful lion from the Cloud Realm Hell event. It belongs to Glorious Chapter Suit, and it is quite useful in making hair. Also, I use its wing for making like the sand or something like this, but you can also use it for hair too. Just make it smaller like this and put on your Nikki. Like for example this, or maybe making her once more smaller like this. Looks a bit similar to hair, and then you just cover up the rest of the lion and you are done. The other item you can use for making hair is this Changing Fate Akkad, the giant Royce item from Daybreak Oath suit. It belongs to Universe Title event, which is going to make one more run. As you see, Royce has long hair, and you can try using them to make Nikki's hair as well. Maybe the horse also, I think, has a tail. Yeah, the tail also. However, the minus of the lion and the Royce is that you'll need more items to cover them up. Now I'm going to show you 3 ways to make Back You Nikki in group mode. So first of all, you gotta select the first Nikki's outfit, will be the hair. So what I recommend doing is using any floating away pose like Daybreak Oath or a dual carnival pose. This one is easier to get than Daybreak Oath because it's available for crafting. But if you have Daybreak Oath, then you're lucky. This suit is extremely useful. So you use this floating away pose plus any long, wavy or straight hair. You can use the full hair or just a part of it. For example, let me search it up. Banshee. Like here, in this pose, I used only the braid of the hair, not the full hair. So yeah, this will be better than just using items because that will make look everything more natural and more pretty. For the second Nikki's outfit, there are no strict requirements, but some poses are easier to work with, some are hard to work with. Basically, the best type of poses, the easiest one to be a base for this entry are this type of poses where you can see half of Nikki's back. There are, I think, quite a lot of poses like this in game. Not just this collaboration one, but Legend of Tulans available for free. It's a lifetime. Yeah, you will spend a lot of time crafting it, but you will get a lot of worthy items, and this pose included. Some poses are very hard to work with, like this or this. I can't even imagine how many items and how creative you should be to turn this into a back view pose, especially this one because her knees are shown and they're pointing that she's sitting and looking at us. So yeah, also you can just, for example, like my partner Pab, you can just put some dress and a hand pose and then show just the part of the hand and the dress. That will be just the best version for this. No poses, just this. And the second method of making this type of entries is similar, but we're not using the hair, but the tail. So first let's select some fluffy tail, for example Norse Sirius from the Lone Wolf suit. Also the kitten's tail from Foxbride works too. And then classically the floating away pose like Dual Carnival or Daybreak Oath, both work perfectly. And now the short hair, because the hair doesn't really matter anymore. So we take your partner's Nikki and make it a little bit smaller because the tail is originally smaller than Nikki's head, so you have to fit it a little bit. And then you just, for example, if you want Nikki's head to be looking at the right, you just put it on the right. And now you're just free to fantasy to create anything you want. You can add, for example, the custom hand pose. I use this marionette hand from the Damer fairy tale element suit. Sadly, that element isn't going to come back anymore. It's again Cloud Realm, because this is literally the only element I finished. So yeah, you can just put the hand, make it a bit smaller for perspective. And ta-da! Now you just have to cover up all the visible parts that shouldn't be visible, and you're pretty much done. Then you can just add some small details or accessories to finish up your entry. And the third one and the last for today method I'm going to tell you about is upside down Nikki. Let me show you what I mean. So first of all, we are putting our Nikki on 80. That's not really a rule, I just don't like when Nikki's on 100% because she takes up too much space on the screen, not leaving you much for some landscapes or other things, whatever. Then we take the partner's Nikki, making the same scale, then putting the hair Nikki upside down, reverse, because you see the hairline looks at, like in original it looks at the left, but we don't need her to look at the left, we need her to look at the right because it's most likely fitting for our entry. And then I just adjust a little bit, and I would like to make it smaller because I think it looks better because hair doesn't cover up all Nikki's hands. And as for the finishing touches, you just cover up the unnecessary to see items like this, just put a rug. And as for blending, yeah, I hate making entries without blending because blending is a nice finishing touch. I use this inky item available for crafting, I suppose, to make, first of all, to get rid of this tiny visible Nikki's face things. And secondly, to make Nikki's head shape more round. Alright, and now I just put some more cloudy items to cover up the rug, so it's not so obvious how I made this entry. Just covering up with the cloud from Four Gods. And this item, you can use anything you have. Just I have this, and so I use this. And yeah, we're pretty much done. This entry looks impressive, isn't it? But it is so easily made. You don't need to have like 100% wardrobe to make this. Just a little bit of skills and some poses. And this video was made specially for you to have these little skills. I'm really looking forward to see if anyone gets inspired by my tutorials. So yeah, write in the comments if you managed to make this kind of entry after my tutorials, or my tutorials are useless as heck. So yeah, I guess that was everything I wanted to show you today, and it's time to say goodbye, so bye bye!